All right, all right, all right. What's happening?
What's happening?
Man, just rocking and rolling, man. How have you been?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm
Feeling better?
well, yeah, I feel good. Allergies, for some reason allergies kicked in. I haven't had allergies in the winter ever, so that's new for me. But outside of that, everything's good, man.
How's the little guy's arm?
It's broke, so he's fine, man. It's in a weird. It's fractured just in a weird spot, but he can't play soccer and football, so he was a little disappointed in that. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, man, that sucks.
Yeah,
sucks.
Yep. I told him to quit jackassing around, or he's gonna hurt himself, and sure enough, he did.
What's up, everybody, man? Thank you guys for jumping in, hanging out, joining the Power Hour with Cuz, Kinder, and myself. And man, we come live at you guys every other week in this format, really to help you guys with anything that you have on your mind. So if you've got a question or a thought or want to run something by us, throw it in the comments, and we'll dive deep on it. So. Man, things have been, for the most part across the country. I mean, it's still crazy out there from what I'm hearing. I had that unique opportunity to talk to people all over the country. So it's still hot. Some of the feedback would be, selling fast, but not as many multiple offers. So that's kind of where things are at. But I also think it's kind of a weird time, within the season of the year and kind of what's coming up in the next couple weeks.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Definitely still, I mean, it's still hot, man. Everywhere seems to be still, real estate still moving really good. So,
yeah,
couldn't ask for anything better.
What up, Nick? Good. Got to get back out on that golf course. Finish up that round. Oh man. So, couple things coming up, right? We got the Sprint Mastermind coming up in a couple weeks. All locked in for that. Are you getting to present at that, or what's the format? Do you know?
Yep. They so they got I guess they got different people speaking at each one. You know what I'm saying? So we're central, so we'll be kicking off that one, the one that's here. If you're central, so yeah, I've seen the agenda essentially kind of loosely laid out. They had me speaking, and I think I'm opening it. So it should be good.
That is awesome. And then we have our boot camp coming up, man. Hopefully this will be the last virtual one that we have to do.
Right. Exactly.
Gosh. Yeah. I will be, glad, when we can get back. I want to throw that across so you guys can get some information. We do have an early bird special, about 70% off if you book. Get your guys' tickets before the end of this month. So you still got 2 full weeks here before November 1st. So take advantage of that. Attend naeabootcamp.com. Hopefully our last virtual event.
Yep. Since I've had COVID now, I don't have to wear a mask, and I don't have to social distance anymus ever again.
you need a hat that says that.
Yeah, it's funny because like my neighbors treat us like we have the plague. You know what I'm saying? So like people are like, yeah, but it's all good until somebody has it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we were on lockdown for 10 days or whatever. But then like when we start coming out and talking to the neighbors at the mailbox and shit, like they're all standing way back and everything.
It's like that Homer Simpson meme, right, where he disappears into the bush.
Right, exactly. That's how everybody acts. It's so funny. But I'm like, it's weird because it's like everywhere. So we went to, they have the food trucks out in downtown Frisco, like right by the
soccer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we went out, to grab some food from the food trucks last night, and everybody's wearing masks still. Everybody outdoors we're wearing masks. None of my whole family is like the only family. None of us have masks on. We don't give a fuck anymore. It's like we already got it. I need a shirt that's like already had it. Can't get it again. Look it up. Even on the CDC, it shows like they've never had someone get it twice, and not in the first 90 days. Not one person's ever gotten it again. But they don't have enough data. Like it hasn't been around a year, so they don't know if you can't get it again next year or not. But they're not saying you can. So to me, that's a free pass. I don't have to do none of that shit.
Yeah. I'm I can't in the car, and I can't in the outdoors. I'm just
hell no,
not happening. Not happening. Well, cool, man. So, are you and any kind of give some feedback on? I know during this format we've been chatting a little bit about the cash offer, the stuff that you've been doing to help agents get productive. Any insights, any feedback, kind of lessons learned over the last few weeks with that?
Nothing really lessons learned. I think we haven't turned on seller marketing for anybody yet. So I have Braden setting me up on leads. I just want to go through it, get the leads, and call them myself, and just see what the process is. And it seems to be working for others, but I just wanted to do it myself. So I have Braden turn on leads for me, and we'll kind of see. I maybe had some feedback the next go around. Hopefully,
cool.
Some of the leads we're getting.
How's new construction for the agents?
It's crushing still. I mean, it's still crushing. Low cost per lead, and plenty of them. I mean, it's unbelievable how many you can generate. Everybody eventually says, "Turn it off. I can't call all these leads." And so it's been it works very, very well in every market so far we've done it in.
That's great. And I know Holly and Kat are messing with it a little bit. They're zeroing in on Edmond, so they're doing Edmond schools, and so we know that that's a great school district. That's a great area that will boom with new construction opportunities. So, in fact, Kurt Singer's. I think that's where Kurt Singer's. I mean, he lives in Edmond, and I think that's where he's focused in building.
Right.
That's cool. Very cool. All you guys listening in, any questions, anything on your mind, feel free to throw it into the comments. Love to help you guys out in any which way that we can. Man, Nick said something really cool yesterday. It's kind of always like, skipping steps only presents the illusion of speed. And he I don't know if you caught that, but he said, I believe in, right things, right order. You don't skip steps, but you don't have to be the one doing it. I was like, yeah. Because Holly had asked, hey, what were some of my nuggets? Because anytime I have an opportunity to chat with that guy, I always take away 3 book recommendations and a couple things that kind of get me thinking. Yeah, and that was a big one.
Yeah, it was.
And so I started thinking
all 3 of those books lined up in my Audible too.
Yeah, and he shared one this morning too. Who not what?
Who not what? Yep, I got that one too.
Yeah. Yep. I'm listening to, man, you'll find this one fascinating. In fact, I was going to get this one over to Joel Perso. You know how his mind works. And it's Dan Heath's book, one of his newer books, but it's called Upstream.
Yeah. I heard about that one being launched, but I haven't. I don't have that one. I'm gonna get that.
Yeah. So how he starts the book and this whole story right here gets, and I think this is worth sharing for everybody listening in to this principle. But how he starts the book is that there's these 2 guys that are down at the river and they're fishing. They might be fishing or they might be doing something. And he, all of a sudden they see this kid floating down the river. And so they run into the water and grab the kid. And all of a sudden there's another kid. And so these 2 guys are just in and grabbing these kids and bringing them to shore. And one of the guys is grabbing a kid and he's pulling the kid in, but he sees his friend, his buddy is getting out of the water and getting out. And he's like, what are you doing? We got to save these kids. He goes, I'm not going to sit here and save these kids. I'm going to go upstream and find what's causing the kids to get in the water and solve that problem.
Right.
So the whole concept is, focus on, what's don't treat the, what is it? The pain, find the cause. And that's where you spend your time and your energy and your effort in doing that. And then he starts breaking down some stories. So like I said, I just kicked it off, but that whole concept is like, most people don't think that way, right? They don't start thinking, get upstream and work on what's really causing the problem instead of just treating, the symptoms or whatever that's as a result of it. So it's fascinating. So you can throw that into the hopper as well. But now that made me think of Joel Perso, just because how how he thinks, and he's always trying to solve their growth problems and get out in front of what's coming. Pretty awesome. Any other good news on the forefront? Anything behind the scenes that you're kind of hearing?
Man, no, I'm just I think I got my focus on Puerto Rico, because that's coming up pretty quick. I'm getting very excited, to be honest with you, about that move.
I cannot wait to come visit.
Yeah, it's gonna be epic, dude. I can't wait.
Got to get the golf cart immediately.
Yep.
So you have one priority right now. That is to move.
Yeah, liquidating vehicles, man. Somebody bought my Shelby truck, so I sold it, and actually I sold Amber's vehicle too, but she won't let me. She won't let me sell it. Like, you can go to like kbb.com or whatever, and dealerships will make an offer. So I've got it sold already. So yeah, man, it's getting close, man. I'm ready. I'm like, I literally could pack a bag today and be in Puerto Rico.
Be gone.
Yeah.
Be gone. One of the things that we do have coming up, with Al coming into town, making sure that we're going to try to carve out, even if it's over breakfast, to kind of get a gauge of when we want to try and have our masterminds for 21. You and I have talked about it. People are just craving the interaction, wanting to be together. I mean, I told you what Nick told me on the golf course. Right. He's like, I'm effing over these virtual events. And I was like, you and me both, brother.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people feel the same way. So being able to get back, interact. I know there's, been some smaller masterminds, smaller things happening. So definitely for us to kind of get together and lay that out in 21, and hopefully sooner rather than later, those start to kick off.
Absolutely.
Sure. It'll be easy for you.
Yeah.
Maybe let the cat out of the bag. We're definitely going to do one.
Right.
And, where you live. So.
Yes. Hands down. I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Minnesota. Yeah. 90 person. So cool. I mean, I think, that's kind of the gauge, kind of where ours land, maybe a little bit bigger, but yeah, we're looking forward to it. People are ready. They filled that room. Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. So for you guys just jumping in, if you have any questions, anything that is on your mind, that's what this format is really all about. It's about you guys, whatever things that you guys are wrestling with, real estate wise, anything. Actually, throw it into the comments, and we'll unpack it as best as we can for you, for sure. So you got your Halloween costume all dialed in?
Yep, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm gonna scare some kids. I know that.
This is gonna be epic.
I had this girl come up to me outside the house. She's a little girl. Like she's probably 8 or 9, maybe something like that. And she just walked up, and there was a couple of people on golf carts that were just kind of cruising through the neighborhood, and they were talking to the other neighbors. And this girl comes up to me. She's like, this guy holding the baby is disturbing. So I was like, yeah. I said, that one is kind of disturbing. But she was like, she was so matter of fact. She was like, she walked around and looked at all the decorations and stuff, and she was definitely bothered by that one. It's just creepy.
For all of you guys that don't know, Kinder has the most epic Halloween decorations outside ever, and he's got the most epic Halloween costume and shenanigans that will go down in probably the history of Halloween.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
I'm sure I'll be all over the Facebook page when it's all said and done.
Oh yeah, you will. 100%.
Yeah.
100.
They're gonna want to know who. They're gonna want to know who it is.
Tune in to be continued.
We're gonna call this my going away party.
Got to go out like that. It's a good way to go. Yeah. For sure. On the agent attraction side of things, man, what I know you have more conversations with agents than anybody I know. What's some feedback? What are you hearing? What are people talking about? What are you seeing?
I mean, a lot of great conversations still happening consistently every single day in my calendar. It seems just like there's no end to the number of people that when they see the opportunity and they take the time to look at it, and they get it and they're coming over, keep having those conversations. All I can say is, people just don't know. The only reason they're not at EXP is they don't know. They just don't know. They have not sat through the presentation and looked at, they're uninformed. And that's what we're doing is educating and informing people, and at a high rate. They're continuing to join. Our group is up over 4,200. And this month was the biggest month by far I've ever had. Extremely good. 232,000. So bananas. Yeah,
it's amazing.
It really is unbelievable.
One of the best lines that I've heard. And you. This is how you got Mary Murphy's attention. And I've shared this with as many people like I can. Right, that think that they know what it is, and you just simply asked her a question, and it was, explain the model to me then. And she stammered, she stuttered, and she couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the lesson out there for everybody listening in, is that if they say that they know, they don't know, or they would be over here in this model. It is, it's superior all the way around. You got to think, guys, we were the test kitchen, if you will, on exploring any in all ways to run the models. We did it in Lawton, we did it in Dallas. We've helped our clients be guinea pigs as well. And I always say, and we shared this with Cindy and her organization, her group, is that if you're a leader and you truly at your core, honestly care about your people, then you owe it to them to look at this, because it unlocks so much that you as a business owner cannot give them. And I'll go blue in the face preaching that message right there. If you are one of the people that say you care about your people and you're not at EXP, then I don't know how, you can honestly look in the mirror.
Yeah. It's ego. That's the only reason. Ego.
Yeah. 100 point. And it is, man. It just unlocks things that as a, shit, man, how many hours did we on the whiteboard trying to see how we could add more value, while being able to still keep the doors open?
Yeah. There's no doubt. No question.
It really, really is. Any other, nuggets there? I know Broderick's asking, any value on agent attraction would be helpful. Any other kind of tidbits, points that I know we constantly preach?
Man, I think the most underutilized asset is these presentations I do live. I should say it every time we get on here. If you're not putting people on those Thursdays, there'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays moving forward. This Tuesday, somebody got my calendar before I got it scheduled. But if you're not leveraging that, consistently, getting people on those live presentations I'm doing. Again, that presentation is how to double your real estate business, add a new passive income stream, and create an exit strategy by partnering with us without ever having to pay for coaching, training, or technology ever again. That's the presentation. And so, that the angle of which you get people on there is somebody who's wanting to grow the business. And so, that's the best. I get a ton of feedback from the people that do bring people, like, yeah, you closed 100%. The people that I bring are joining the company. And so, I wish everybody was leveraging that. More people were jumping on those calls. I think that's probably the greatest lever, as far as a system, inviting to that presentation that we have. And I highly recommend that.
That's a great point. I challenged, a lot of clients that are focused on agent attraction that, if we're looking for a KPI, for a measurement, that would be one of the numbers, right? Mm-hmm. How many people did you get on that call? Or how many people did you get on a 3-way call, right? With somebody else. And that's the number, right? And because if you're doing that, just like you said, if they come in there and they're open-minded and they're willing to get to right instead of be right, which is protect their ego, then there's no reason at all. Yep. At all. Kelly has a really good question. Any advice on how to deal with people who feel they must go to the office every day? Said he's running into this frequently, but usually from a seasoned agent.
Yes. So, there's lots of ways to solve that. The Regis, we have people that go to their lenders, their title companies, in any of the, co-working spaces that are in your marketplace. I'd have a list of them. Pick and choose whatever office you want. You can office out of anywhere. That's that's an easy way. They still have to be open-minded. But some people think they need an office, and that if that's what they have to have, then the solution, there are solutions for that. So that's how I always handle that.
Yeah.
I ignore it as an objection. It's not really a valid objection. When somebody says, "Oh, yeah, I'll have to have a real estate office," okay, well, let's assume we're going to solve that problem. What else is there? Is there some other excuse? Is that the only thing we have to solve? Is the real estate office? Let's assume we can solve that. There's plenty of options for offices. What other objections do they have? Like I would be trying to figure out, because it's not it's valid, but it's kind of not. Because you can work from anywhere. You can work from anywhere, and either they see that everything else would work except for the office. If that's the only thing that's keeping them from there, I would just try to unpack it a little bit more. I would just try to unpack that and really try to understand what the real objection is. What about their office is it that they really get the most value out of? Yeah,
absolutely. And I like that, hey, we can solve that. Assuming we solve that, what else is there? Right. So helping to really isolate that. And then, like Kelly's saying, they like the community feel that comes with it. A lot of the co-working space, shared spaces, you have that community feel, right? That's the way a lot of those office spaces are going. And you don't even have to have a designated office. You can just have like a membership in there, right? So like even the Regis I use Fuse, for example, that's here in Prosper. And, Fuse has the coffee, like the Starbucks, open, everything's open. So there's people always in there. They've got the little phone booths, like was at, where you can sneak in there if you need to close it and make calls. But you can sit out in the open and you still have that community feel. So that there's a solution if they're open-minded to it, right?
Right.
Yep. And the Broderick's, they're actually buying a building to rent to agents at a low rent.
That's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, I use the Regis at least 3 times per week, Kelly. There you go. So share your experience, to overcome that, that community feel as well. And, truth is, they just need, it's a security blanket for most of them, and it's an excuse.
Yep. True.
Yeah. I like what the Brodericks are doing with that. So I think it's a pretty gangster little and definitely help offset it with having the title company in there as well.
Yep.
For sure. Man, oh man, here we are. Middle of October, getting into the final stretch. So this is kind of where, for you guys, this is kind of always our mantra over the years. This is where you can separate yourself and come out of the gates in Q1 and everything that you're doing right now. And I think it's a great thought process, right? Is, thinking about Q1 and really what are we doing, committing to that's going to set that up, right? Like Al right now, Al's all in on instant offer.
Yep.
And it's not so much for the now as it's going into Q1 and Q2 that he's thinking about, right? So he's executing on when the result cash conversion cycle, and he's willing to make that investment to come into the spring market like nobody else. So, hopefully you guys are and had a great call with the Foster Vosberg crew this morning, and making sure they're clear on their AQP, their approved quarterly priority, but it's smarting it out, right? Getting it into, they've really embraced Trello, so breaking it apart, getting it into Trello, and I can't emphasize that enough for you guys here, making sure you're clear what those key rocks are, those key priorities. Real clear on what it is that you're looking to do this quarter that's going to set up, Q1, Q2. And, just make sure you guys are really being, thoughtful and strategic through it. Oh, man. Cool. What else?
I don't know, man. It's a crazy year. What a year.
We got clients in Tampa. They're having a hell of a sports year, aren't they?
Man, aren't they the luckiest damn city right now?
Win the Stanley Cup, then you get the World Series, then you got Brady, and then I think he found the Brady Gronk connection might be back.
How about the Dallas Cowboys? Oof.
It's just like the life was sucked out of him.
Yeah, they make me sick to my stomach. Oh, it's so bad.
They go from the best offensive line in the NFL to none of those guys are playing right now.
Right.
They're all out.
Yeah. Yep. It's miserable being a Dallas Cowboy fan. It's almost as bad as being a Jets fan, probably.
Or a Browns fan.
Or a Browns fan, too, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Baker. At least Kyler's looking mighty impressive.
Right. Yeah, he is.
Mighty impressive.
Yeah.
That guy. How about them Seahawks?
Seahawks, yeah. They look pretty good, man, honestly.
They do look good, man.
They look pretty good.
They do look really, really good. So hopefully our Sooners can figure something out.
It's just the year, man. It's just a weird year, man.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's just trying to, when you try to figure out how to win, right? When you haven't won. So, you even look at our Sooners, right? They know, they've won, but like that's a whole new crew in there, right? It's a whole new team, a whole new quarterback, a whole new receiving core. They just got to figure out how to win. They've had leads in every game and they've blown it. So got to figure out how to win, how to finish strong. And that's kind of the point, right? We're here in the fourth quarter, run through the finish line. And it's, you see those races, right, where, the lead runner showboating and, kind of pulls up a little bit, but that guy right behind him, he's not giving up and he's running through the finish line. So that's always been our message for you guys listening in, we got to run through the finish line. And that was our mantra with our teams every day. Fourth quarter, it's go time, right? We got to run through the finish line. For sure. Well, cool, man. I guess we'll throw back some time for everybody. And you guys need anything, feel free to reach out. But like I said, we do have boot camp coming up It'll be November 30th, December 1st and 2nd will be virtual. So attend naeabootcamp.com. And like I said, 70% off till October 31st. And come join us. We're going to be back in the same studio that we were able to do Agent to CEO, which was awesome.
Yep.
And so this will be awesome, just the same.
Right
Cool.
on.
Cuz?
Yeah.
We'll sign off.
All right, buddy.
All right, guys. We appreciate you.
Peace.
We'll see you.
Appreciate you, man. Later.